discuss the reason for disease and the reason for the brokenness of the planet. Now, in the book of Genesis, chapter 3, I have to go back there again because it's where everything got started. Adam and Eve had just sinned. They'd just partaken of the forbidden fruit. And God found them and began to pass judgment upon Adam and Eve. And that's what we're going to talk about, is their judgment for their sin. This was the punishment. This was the curse. This was that ye shall surely die curse that was placed upon them. It's found in the book of Genesis, chapter 3, verses 16 through 19. Really should read the whole chapter, but we don't have time for it. It says, unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be unto thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. First off, God was laying out that plan that it was going to now hurt when you have children. That's where the sorrow comes from. There's a pain that comes from birthing a child. There is an extreme pain, something I have no idea about, but I know I was in the delivery room with both of my daughters, and I saw the pain and the agony on my wife's face, but I also saw the joy as they laid that baby girl in her arms. And so while there is tremendous sorrow in childbirth, there is a joy that comes from having the children. So don't get the joy from the children as sorrow as having children being sorrowful. It's the pain of that. Because he said he would multiply thy sorrow in the conception, and thou shalt bring forth children, and the desire shall be to thy husband who rule over thee. Now verse 17 says, and unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the fruit of the tree which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed is the ground. Listen to that word. Cursed is the ground for thy sake. In sorrow thou shalt eat of it all the days of thy life. That word sorrow is the deep pain, the hurt, the worrisome, the hardship, the work of this. So now having children is going to be pain. It's going to be work. Having to till the field is going to be work. But then he said in verse 18, thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat the herb of the field. In other words, before sin, fruit just grew. Nothing was choked out by thorns and thistles. It wasn't work. God grew it. You plant the seeds, which he still had to do. You plant the seeds in the ground, and the fruit just grew. You eat it, and it was good. Everything was perfect. Man didn't die. Things was perfect. But he said in verse 19, in the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread, till thou return into the ground for which thou was taken, for dust thou art, and dust you shall return. He told him, one, you're going to die. Point blank, you're going to work hard, and then you're going to die. Folks, it doesn't get any better than that. You're all going to work hard and you're going to die. Oh, my friends, if we only understood the perfect side of the planet prior to the curse, if we only understood how good things were before sin. You see, sin comes with a horrible, horrible price. The price that they had was pain in the body, was fatigue in the body, was sweat by the brow, by the thorns and the thistles. The entire planet was crushed. It was bruised. It was destroyed, all because of one person's sin. That's right, not just Eve, Adam's sin, because he listened to his wife. She was now having to listen to her husband for all eternity. Women were supposed to be in submission to the husband spiritually as the head of the house. This was Adam's, this is your fault, buddy. So all of us men out there, men who are watching me, understand this. Women are not in submission to you as in, go get me a sandwich. But women are submission into you into spiritual matters, as you are supposed to be the head of God, the head of your household, the spiritual head. And because of that, that's where this curse comes in, is the sorrow that comes in between that. The sorrow of conception, physical pain, physical work, physical sweat. All of those things are brought on because of the curse. So I can't begin to tell you how serious this curse thing really is to God. Listen to me, friends. The curse is bad. Curse bad. Curse is really bad. And because of that nothing's going to function the way it was supposed to. We live in a world that's completely different from what it used to be, all because of the curse. Verse 18, thorns and thistles shall it bring forth. So the bad stuff started to even grow. Even the planet began to change. We'll talk more about that in tomorrow's devotion, about the planet itself and the changes that it took place. Just know this, that when you're going through pain and you're having trouble in your jobs and things are going wrong, it's because we're under a curse. But praise be to God, the curse has been lifted because God touched us and he gave his last son. If you watch yesterday's video, The Last Adam, you will see that God is the one who transformed us and changed us and lifted the curse off of us forevermore. Praise the Lord that we serve a God like that. And because we serve a God who loves us enough to lift the curse of sin, we're able to walk in freeness and newness of life. Even though we're still going to have to die, even though we're still going to endure pain and suffering, even though the earth is still continually groaning, God's going to put everything back just the way it was supposed to be. Hey, that's reason enough, my friends, for you to keep your eyes on the skies, because Jesus is coming soon.